Well, I don't want to overstate anything here, but I would say it is quite fair to say that the Democrats haven't started off in a very stellar form here, as they have taken control of Washington, D.C. and our government. Of course, they've got a long way to go, and I am by no means am I trying to say that this is a foregone conclusion, that this is where this ends up, because I do not put anything past these folks. But it is less than what we were, I guess, told to expect. Remember, these are folks that think that they know better than the rest of us. These are folks that think that it is their duty to basically micromanage our lives, making everything just perfect in Washington, D.C. Welcome to the program. I am your host, Todd Huff. Email your thoughts, opinions. I'll even accept your adoration and praise. Todd at ToddHuffShow.com. Facebook, we're there. YouTube, we're there. Currently, who knows? Safest thing to do is either go to our website to watch the program, ToddHuffShow.com, or subscribe to the podcast, which you can find on virtually any of the places you would listen to podcasts. Just search for the Todd Huff Show. So we've got Cuomo out there. We've got the minimum wage problem out there. We've got, I'm a little bit embarrassed to say this. I didn't see this. I didn't see this from a couple of weeks ago. Biden, when he was on that CNN town hall talking about the COVID vaccine. The reason this is back in the news, and I'll just briefly talk about this, I find this, it's just remarkable to just look at how dramatically, and I know we know this, I know, but it's just amazing to watch how dramatically the media shifts in the way that they cover a president. Right? I mean, has Biden even had his first press conference yet? No. What about the State of the Union? When are we going to do that? Are we going to do that? I don't even know. I mean, if Trump had gone this long, we know that there would be a countdown clock on the side of the TV or wherever online that says Biden or Trump is hiding from the American people or whatever the such thing that there is. But Biden had this town hall a couple of weeks ago, CNN with Anderson Cooper. And the reason this is now coming to my attention, and I'm looking here at redstate.com, headline, ABC News outlet tries to debunk Biden problematic minorities getting online comment, epic fail ensues. So basically some fact checkers were trying to clarify or to dismiss comments made by Biden. It's about... Well, I'm going to let you hear it yourself. I hadn't heard this. Maybe you have. I don't know how I didn't, because I hear, a lot of these things on a regular basis. And you know how much I love, some of the silly things, ridiculous things, stupid things Biden says. My all-time favorite is still the corn pop story. That's going to be tough to beat if you ask me. It's going to be really tough to beat, just simply because there's so much there. I mean, we've got a 1960s Joe Biden working as a lifeguard at the pool, threatening some guy on the diving board. We've got some random guy in the pool house telling him to use a 6-foot piece of chain to fight Corn Pop in the parking lot. Corn Pop and a couple of his buddies were nicking up razors on the curb of the sidewalk. Biden says, how they used to do, like we're supposed to know this, dipping the razor blades in water to make them rusty. Guess trying to transmit tetanus to Joe Biden. Anyway, that's my favorite. But, there's so many little things to choose from. Remember when he told, Charlemagne the God, whatever that's supposed to mean. Remember when he told him on The Breakfast Club that you ain't black if you don't vote for him? Remember that? The way that he's allowed to say whatever he wants, and there's no consequences, no ramifications, no repercussions, because after all, he's a leftist. He cares about people. If it appears he doesn't, or if it appears something that he says is racist or hateful or inconsiderate, if he's sniffing some woman or child's hair in an uncomfortable fashion, touching and grabbing, that stuff's all okay because it's Biden, and it can't be anything other than just somebody showing their affection, care, and concern for people, because that's what Democrats do. Republicans, on the other hand, are evil, racist, homophobes who hate women, who hate children. This is how it's portrayed. But I hadn't heard this. This is, again, from redstate.com. Apparently, ABC, an affiliate, tried to fact-check this. In fact, the tweet says, this is ABC 11 Eyewitness News, no, President Biden did not tweet about minorities not being able to use the internet. Now, he didn't tweet it, but apparently he said something pretty darn close to that. I mean, I think you could say he said that here at the town hall with Anderson Cooper a couple of weeks ago. Here it is. Listen for yourself.
The other portion is a lot of people don't know how to register. Not everybody in the community, in the Hispanic and the African American community, particularly in rural areas that are distant and or inner city districts, know how to get online to determine how to get in line for that COVID vaccination at the Walgreens or at the particular store.
Okay, so that's the comment. Not everybody in the African American and Black communities, especially in rural communities, know how to get online and register at their Walgreens or wherever to get their COVID vaccine. This was, now pause for a moment, and it could have, look, we have to take into account, and I think, okay, there's a couple things that are true here. Number one, what is true is that Joe Biden says dumb things sometimes. Now, anyone who talks often will make a mistake or say something dumb. It may have even happened on this program. But you talk a lot, you make mistakes, right? So let's there's the human aspect. But there's also the aspect that Joe Biden just says things that don't make any sense. There's also the aspect that the media goes out of its way to cover for the Democrats, for Joe Biden, to the extent to where this tweet actually says Biden didn't tweet about it. Minorities not being able to use the internet. It wasn't a tweet. He said it during a town hall. And it's, again, maybe what he meant was they don't have access in rural communities to the internet like some folks do in suburban or urban areas where there's more people. Maybe. But again, why target racial groups as pointing that out? Just, hey, people who are in rural areas can't go online. And by the way, I find this peculiar too, as someone who is and has been an entrepreneur. Why would you go? This is blaming the customer, essentially. This is blaming the customer. Hey, you idiots out there don't know how to use the internet is basically what Biden's saying. And he throws in their race and ethnicity as well, which would, for a Republican, make this racially charged language, right? That's how Anderson Cooper would have fallen over on stage, grabbed his heart and, shuffled his papers and taken steps backwards, almost falling over. Don Lemon would have probably run up on stage to help him. Tough guy Chris Cuomo might have come and taken a swing at somebody up there for saying that. But it's Joe Biden. We're allowed to do that. He's allowed to do that. But blaming the customer, it's just a peculiar thing to me, the way that government thinks. And this, to me, this is forget about Biden's ridiculous comment or just the idea here. The idea here that what government is trying to do, and I'm not saying it shouldn't, obviously, it should try to mitigate the effects of COVID. And yes, Texas is now getting rid of their mask mandate in a week. By the way, CNN's take on that is quite interesting. What they said, the headline here on CNN, if I can find it. Listen to this headline. It says this. It says, Biden urges patience on COVID as Republican governors go rogue on reopenings. There are now 15 states, according to reports, that are not going to have mask mandates. And I'm looking here. Gavin Newsom calls that absolutely reckless. Beto, calls that a death warrant for Texans. And Julian Castro says this decision isn't based in science at all. I'm looking at a Fox News screenshot here, a graphic as I'm talking with you. But anyway, what does it mean? States are going rogue. They're not following the orders of the great Joe Biden. About called him Obama because he's part of the Biden-Obama administration. This is the third term, I guess, of that. But you look at all this stuff, you look at, and again, government should, I understand, trying to mitigate things like this, public health. There is a public concern for this, but we have gone way outside the realm. Folks, we are a year into this now. In fact, this was almost a year exactly. I think it was another week or so where we, at least here in my area, effectively shut everything down and changed life as we know it. So I understand there is certainly a public concern with public health situations, but we know a lot more than we did before. We know, for example, the CDC's told us that there's virtually none. In fact, I saw a CDC spokesperson several months back say that there were literally 0 documented cases of asymptomatic carrier spread of coronavirus. 0. That's what she said. So I get trying to, to do these things to mitigate, but you also have to talk about follow the science. 2 masks, following the science, I guess. Well, if 2 works, why not 3? This is like the minimum wage debate. Where does this stop? AOC says the minimum wage really should be $24 an hour. I don't know where she gets those numbers, if she's gotten a memo from heaven or where that comes from, but she says it should be $24 an hour. Fauci says we should now wear 2 masks. The CDC says 2 masks is a good thing. Why not 3? Why not raise AOC's minimum wage to $75 an hour? I mean, where does this stop? Who makes these decisions? But these government officials are in these positions of authority. They tell us what they think should happen, the steps that they're going to take to get us there. And of course, it never gets us there, folks. It never gets us there. If we raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, the second the bill is signed, you're going to hear it should be $24 an hour, or $20, or $25, or $36, or whatever the number is. It's never going to be enough. Again, with the masks, 1 mask was sufficient. At first, no masks were sufficient. Now it's 1 mask. Well, then it was 1 mask. Now it's 2 masks. And the government always fails. And why do they fail? As Biden says here, because you got basically idiot customers. They don't know how to use the internet. And he even references their race and ethnicity. This isn't how you do this in the real world. And by the way, what do they do when they don't solve the problem? They take more money. Well, they make you think they're taking more money for COVID relief and so forth. But really what they're doing is giving a lot of money to their special interests, their pet projects, their friends through this COVID relief package. One point just starting, by the way. We're just starting the process of spending in Washington, D.C. Buckle up, because Biden has a couple of spending bills in the chamber, if I'm allowed to use that analogy, ready to go, lock, stock, and barrel here once they pass COVID relief, probably in the next, they want to pass it by March, have it signed by March 14th. So anyway, the larger picture here this morning is this is not a good start. This is not a good start, whether you take the Cuomo scandal, whether you take Biden and his fumbling. You got Neera Tanden, who's now withdrawn her nomination. You've got Joe Manchin, who says he's not going to stand for the elimination of the filibuster under any circumstances in Washington, D.C. and the Senate. This causes all sorts of problems for the Democrats' plans. You got Democrats, here we are, 5 or 6 weeks into the Biden reign, and they're already looking at trying to break the rules of the Senate, their own Senate, to get things passed, which includes the increase of the minimum wage, which we talked about yesterday with this COVID relief bill. It's not off to a stellar start. These are supposed to be the experts. These are supposed to be the people that have it all together. These are the ones that Donald J. Trump kept us from following, we're told. These are the ones that that knew best all along for president when President Donald Trump was in office, and even before that, and of course now as well. But they don't look like they can walk and chew gum at the same time to me. So they can still put it together. I'm not celebrating over this. I find it somewhat comical at this point. We still got a long, long way to go. But if this is the way that this power is going to be utilized in Washington, D.C. by the left, I have a feeling they're going to fall short of many of their expectations. But we can never, ever, ever fall asleep on them. Never. Because they will use any and every means at their disposal, even if they've got to break the rules, as we talked about yesterday. So, quick timeout is in order. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I am America's reality czar. Back here in just a minute.
Enrollment in Todd's Conservative Not Bitter University is now open. For a limited time, save $10 on Todd's first course, A Christian's Guide to Being a Patriot. For more information or to enroll, visit conservativenotbitter.com. Sponsored in part by Workforce Chaplains. Could your business or organization benefit from the services of a professional team of chaplains? Meet the needs of your employees and foster an excellent work environment with Workforce Chaplains. For more information, visit workforcechaplains.com today.
Business leaders, are your employees satisfied with their jobs? Do they enjoy coming to work and feel valued? Workforce Chaplains can help. Locally owned, we work with organizations to provide holistic care to their employees. I'm Marcus Schrader, president of Workforce Chaplains, and we offer your team a 24/7 support system that positively affects your company's culture and productivity. With our personalized pricing and diverse support system, we handle the issues that you wish you had time for. To learn more, visit us at workforcechaplains.com.
Does your business have a plan for social media marketing? Are you reaching the right audiences through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the list goes on? Are you learning from the data? Jarbo can help. Our team doesn't just come in and tell you how to be successful. We help you execute and measure your sales and marketing efforts. Give us a call at 317-834-6560 or visit us online at jarbomarketing.com. That's jarbomarketing.com. Make social media work for you.
Have you seen the price of custom cabinetry and countertops lately? If you're looking for quality, affordable remodels, call Carriage House Woodworking. Our helpful professionals will walk you through every step of the process. We're offering a free sink base with qualifying purchases. Just enter CHWEINC.com/Todd or call 317-406-3042. Call Carriage House Woodworking. You won't have to spend your kids' inheritance just to upgrade your kitchen.
I want to get one more season out of my furnace or air conditioner. Have you or someone you know ever made that statement? Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing has heard it a lot. Did you know that furnaces and air conditioners are most likely to break down when they're under stress? That means during the hottest and coldest months of the year, like those months quickly approaching us. With winter on the horizon, now is the time to replace that old rickety unit. With 0% financing for up to 72 months and up to $600 in instant rebates, now is the time to buy. Doing great work is Economy's priority, and the satisfaction of their customers is their number one goal, guaranteed. Make your home comfortable this winter. Contact Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing today by calling 317-831-5279. Or visit them at economyheatingandair.com.
Would you like to save 20% or more on your insurance? Let AIA and Avon do a free comparison for you. As an independent agent, we can find savings that fit your needs and budget. We work for you, not the insurance companies. Whether your insurance need is big or small, give AIA a call, 317-718-1747, or find out what we can do for you at AIA4lowrates.com.
There's a lot going on in the world today, and with so much going on, it's sometimes hard to maintain balance. Jesus said in John 16:33, "In this world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world." I'm Pastor Jeff Floyd of the Martinsville First Church of the Nazarene. To experience how life can be better with Jesus, come worship at M1 Church at 10 a.m. this Sunday, 1609 John R. Wooden Drive in Martinsville, or catch our live stream service on Facebook at M1 Church. For more information, visit m1nazarene.org. Have a great day today in Jesus.
Are you concerned about your investments? Intrepid Financial has been educating, customizing, and servicing Hoosier investment portfolios since 1998. Our family-owned and operated business builds strong bonds with our clients. When you call, we answer the phone, always ready to walk you through your investment strategy. Intrepid means without fear. We want our clients to be fearless, to feel secure with their investments. Give us a call at 317-818-1776 or visit us online at intrepidfinancial.com.
Welcome back. Talking about Oz with this behind the scenes during the break. This is something I saw, I think yesterday. It could have been the day before. I can't tell you how much this has entertained me. This is in Psychology Today, written by Corey Clark, PhD. I don't know what her personal pronouns are. It looks here from the image that she is white, if that affects any of your perspective on what is about to be shared with you, although I don't know how she identifies. I just want to make sure I say that up front. Headline here, are liberals really more egalitarian? Subheadline, recent studies, I stinking love this beyond belief, folks. Recent studies find conservatives treat others more equally than liberals. Oh, here's the bullet points and the takeaways. Recent experiments reveal that in some cases, it is liberals who tend to treat information and people more unequally on the basis of sex, race, and group status. Well, no joke. I didn't need to do some in-depth research to tell you this, and you didn't need it either, but it's still interesting to find, because normally what happens is some intellectual, and I don't know Corey Clark, so I'm not, this is not directed at her whatsoever, but just normally what happens is the rest of us can see something as obvious as the noonday sun. Some liberal researcher goes away into his basement or think tank or wherever, coffee shop with a bunch of other liberals, wherever they go, and they come up with a study, research, a bunch of people probably in white coats, and they come up with research that says, hey, this, what you see as obvious as the noonday sun really isn't true. And they'll give some explanation. They'll give some, very verbose and just long-winded explanation that doesn't make any sense, but supposed to sound really intelligent, and you're supposed to think, oh man, everything I thought was wrong. Right? I mean, this is how people feel guilty for their whiteness or whatever. You have a bunch of researchers come out and say how much just your whiteness is a problem. This is how these things get on LinkedIn, study courses on how to basically cope with your whiteness. LinkedIn, I guess, has since taken down at least the most egregious online studies that they had posted on their platform. But these are the sorts of things that happen. Somebody with some credentials, PhD, master of this, whatever, comes out and says, hey, this is what the science says. The science says X. Now, so this is actually telling us something we know, and it is quite entertaining. She also, the second bullet point here, kind of summarizing the article, says this: in a set of studies wished to censor written passages that portrayed low status groups unfavorably more than identical passages that portrayed high status groups unfavorably, whereas conservatives treated the passages more comparably. Again, not surprising. This does not necessarily mean that liberals are not egalitarian, is what the summary says, although I seriously doubt that. It might be that liberals prioritize equality of outcomes, and there we go, and view unequal treatment, at least for a time, as a means of attaining equal outcomes. I want to speak to that for a moment, and I want to shift gears here after the break to another story that I think demonstrates this or illustrates this quite well. But for people who say things like this, which is, okay, I believe in the equal, this is what the bullet point here is saying. I believe in the equal treatment of people, but for the meantime, since there's been such, societal evil or bad will directed towards this particular group of people, right? This is how the left wants to look at the world. They want to look at everybody as part of a group. In fact, communism is the ultimate group. You don't have any rights as you're just one cog in the wheel. See, for conservatives, I say we are a group of individual people. You are an individual person. Yes, of course we can be a group of people as Americans, but we are individuals who come together. We're not a group of people that are disposable. You know, the sum of people that one piece missing here or there is no big deal. That's where really bad things happen throughout history, when people are no longer looked at as individuals. You are an individual with your own desires, dreams, passions, objectives, desires, whatever, wishes, preferences. This is the way that, we were all created different. We have different interests, different ideas, different things that we want to pursue in our lives, different things that are on our list of priorities. Some people don't have a list of priorities. Whatever, you're free to do whatever you wish, insofar as it doesn't affect someone else's life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, property, that sort of thing. So, liberals look at people the opposite. You're part of a group first. A group has this identity, and you're just kind of one little piece, which is, by the way, if that's the way you look at it, the pieces quickly become disposable, because it's the group identity that matters. And if one person's missing, people say, that's just the price you pay. And that just seems like a pretty heartless thing to me as a human being. But anyway, I digress a little bit here. But what they're saying here is that in order to fix something that society or government or whoever did wrong towards a group of people at one point, you have to overcorrect, right? So the pendulum may have swung really far one direction, and in order to get it back to the center point, you got to swing it really far to the other direction. The problem is, then when you swing it too far the other direction, you got to swing it back the other direction, right? And so you're constantly interfering in things, and you're never doing exactly the right thing, because the thinking is, in order to have the right outcome, I have to push it further. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. It's why the left moves further left. If they want to move the ideology to the left, they know that it's never going to be as far left as their positions, but it'll move somewhat proportionally to some degree to the direction they move left. So they'll go completely off the hinges to the left, because it'll pull some establishment Republicans and public opinion overall to further to the left. Same sort of thing here. If you overcorrect, you're going to have problems in the other direction. Instead of just saying, look, let's just treat everybody like people. Let's just treat everyone like a human being. Let's treat people as an individual. Let's for a moment, and this is me talking, let's for a moment stop thinking about everybody as part of a group. If someone has had an injustice done to them, then justice should be served. But you can't just the amount of things that the government says it can fix in the name of injustices to a group of people. In many instances, by the way, Biden's administration, there was an advisor that came out and said they've already begun the process of looking into reparations, even without congressional support. Reparations. We're talking about reparations for effectively slavery, for people that being paid for by people who never had a slave, never wanted a slave, never talked about any of those things. People, because of their race, because they belong to a certain other group, are going to have to compensate people who, this won't be popular as well, but who also were not ever slaves, but because of and I'm not saying there's no consequences of these things, but reparations. That totally destroys any hope of reconciling groups of people. Make one group give money to the other group. by force of law or by an edict made by President Joe Biden. That's going to go over well. Anyway, but this is how they view things. Well, we're here to make everything right and fair and just. And in order to get to the justice, we've got to go past the point of fairness. We have to overcorrect to create that, to end up where we really want to be. Instead of just doing the right thing. Instead of just treating people as individuals. Instead of pitting one group of people against another. Why can't we just, and I know the answer to this, but for those of you who are rational and who do this already amongst yourselves on a daily basis, why can't we just treat people the way that they should be treated as individuals instead of coming up with some sort of a scheme to create or to correct this larger issue of injustice done to some particular group by some other group, and then, make one group pay for the other, or whatever the case may be. Headline here in this Psychology Today article says, recent studies find conservatives treat others more equally than liberals. Take a quick time out. When we get back, I want to share an example of this. An example of this that the craziness is, just sometimes immeasurable here. Quick time out. Come back and discuss that. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff, back here in just a minute.
Listen to Todd's show on your way to work, but want to hear more? Don't miss a beat. Visit toddhuffshow.com/listen to catch the program anytime, anywhere.
There is plenty to worry about these days. If you're working with Blake Hornsby at Northwestern Mutual, your retirement and financial security doesn't need to be one of them. Blake is a time-tested financial advisor with over 20 years of experience at Northwestern Mutual. For an independent review of your financial planning needs, call Blake and mention the Todd Huff Show for a free initial consultation. Call 317-215-8322 or visit blakehornsby.com. Invest in your peace of mind with Blake Hornsby at Northwestern Mutual.
Our word can't be diluted because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing,
and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick. Dial the number, spell the word. For on time.
Hunting, fishing, bows, guns, ammo, safes, and more. The Outdoorsman Sports Shop in Greenwood has all the gear you need for your outdoor experience. We have a huge selection of brands that other shops don't carry, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to answer all your outdoor adventure questions. At Outdoorsman Sports Shop in Greenwood, you can even hone your archery skills at our indoor shooting range. Find us online at outdoorsmansportshop.com. So get outdoors, but bring the right gear.
Family owned since 1973, Edwards Equipment at 1375 East Main Street in Danville is ready to meet your equipment needs by selling, renting, and servicing several makes and models of lightweight residential or heavy-duty commercial equipment. We carry and service top-name brands like Ferris, Kubota, Steel, Gravely, Honda Power, Land Pride, and more. Visit edwardstractor.com or call 317-745-6427 to check out our clearance specials today. At Edwards Equipment, we don't just sell you any piece of equipment, we sell you the right piece of equipment.
Hey Indianapolis, by now you've probably heard about Jody Dowdle with Midwest Tax Group. Jody and his team are experts at helping you prepare your personal or small business tax returns. You can count on Midwest Tax Group to get every deduction possible and work for your higher refund. And not just on this year's taxes, they'll check your prior returns for any tax savings you may have missed for free. Are you behind on filing your returns? They can file past due returns and help negotiate with the IRS too. They complete most tax returns within a week and charge an affordable flat fee, no hourly billing. And as their client, you can consult with the team at Midwest Tax Group year-round at no charge. Midwest Tax Group has 4 office locations in Castleton, Greenwood, Plainfield, and Greenfield, with evening and weekend appointments available. Schedule your appointment today at 317-288-5260. That's 317-288-5260. Or visit their website at mwtaxgroup.com. Midwest Tax Group can help you more than any piece of software ever could.
The printing industry has changed a lot since we opened for business in 1931, but what our clients expect from us really hasn't changed. Quality print, fast turnaround, and competitive prices. We've learned a lot at Moeller Printing over 86 years and 3 generations. Why not put that experience to work for you? Call 317-353-2224 and mention discount code RADIO to receive 10% off your first order. Call Moeller Printing at 317-353-2224.
Welcome back. By the way, the program here is brought to you in part by our friends at Indiana Wooded Paradise. Indiana Paradise Retreat is the website. Again, Indiana Paradise Retreat is the website. About 1 hour south of Indy, 30 minutes north of Bloomington, nestled into 150 wooded acres with hiking, fishing, very large lake house, 11,400 square feet, theater, game room, all sorts of amenities there. And you can have retreats or use this property. Again, it's Indiana Wooded Paradise. Visit them at indianaparadiseretreat.com. So, started to hint last segment as something else I wanted to share with you today. We just last segment talked about the Psychology Today article saying that conservatives, according to studies, according to science, you could say, science proves that conservatives treat people more equally than liberals, which this has entertained me to no end. But of course, it's something that we knew. But to see it written in a scientific journal is something altogether different for me. Anyway, there is a situation that has developed. I'm pulling up the article here. But do you remember there was a poet who spoke at Biden's inauguration. And let me find this thing. I get too many things pulled up here is my problem. But there was a poet who spoke here we go. At Biden's inauguration. Her name is Amanda Gorman. She's 22. A young black lady. She spoke. She wrote a poem, and she spoke that poem at the inauguration. For those of you who may have watched it, I did see it. Again, she's 22, Amanda Gorman. So, oh my goodness. So, they're translating these poems into different languages, and there is an individual, and I don't even know if I'm going to try to pronounce the name because it's Dutch, and I'm not know that I can pull this off. But the Dutch translator who is taking Amanda Gorman's work, by the way, according to this article here in the New York Post, this translator was personally chosen by Gorman herself, personally chosen by the 22-year-old black poet to translate her works in the collection called The Hill We Climb to Dutch. So she personally chose this particular translator. But that choice, writes the New York Post, sparked intense outrage with journalist and activist Janice Duell, D-E-U-L, writing in Volkskrant that the translator should be a spoken word artist, young, female, and unapologetically black. So apparently, just like Joe Biden doesn't think you're black if you vote for Trump instead of him, apparently this journalist and activist doesn't think that Gorman, I mean, she's questioning the choices of who she wants to translate her work, saying that the person who translates it needs to be a spoken word artist themselves. I mean, this is really narrowing down your options. You have to know Dutch, which, I mean, Dutch isn't one of the most highly spoken languages on the planet, so you have to know Dutch. You have to be a spoken word artist. You have to be young, whatever that means. I don't know. Janice Duell has not given us an age range. I don't know if that's just in your 20s. What does that mean? We need to consult Janice over this. Female. Now, does that mean female biologically? Does that mean female by, how they identify? What does that mean? That's a fair question in today's world. And unapologetically black. Unapologetically black. What if they're black what makes them unapologetically black? How many things have they had? I mean, what is Janice the sole, I guess, decision maker in this process? Anyway, long story short, the Dutch translator pulls out after this uproar. She pulls out. She's not going to do it. She says this, or she wrote this. I am shocked by the uproar. You shouldn't be, Dutch translator, surrounding my involvement in the spread of Amanda Gorman's message, and I understand the people who feel hurt by this, basically. So just let this sink in. If you are white, you can't even help translate poems that are supposed to further the message of this particular black poet. You can't do that. Does that sound equal to you? Doesn't to me. There's the left, that sounds perfectly legitimate and rational. I'm telling you, folks, you will never satisfy this bunch of ultra-leftists. They are insatiable. They will never be happy. They always want more power, more capitulation, more apologies, more control, more of your money. It never ends. It truly never ends. And this is when they are in control. They are in control, and this is how they're behaving. I don't think this is off to a good start. Actually, I know it's not. A little bit comical to watch, but still terrifying because they have the reins of power. Quick time out. You're listening here to the home of conservative, not bitter talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff, back here in just a minute.
Like what you hear on Todd's show? Why not get more by signing up for Todd's free Semi-Sweet Morsels of Truth newsletter? To subscribe, visit toddhuffshow.com/subscribe or text HUFF to 31996.
Are your health insurance premiums making you sick? There is a cure. With the Pro-Life Health Plan, your savings could be as much as 60%. The Pro-Life Health Plan allows you to enjoy the freedom of choosing any doctor, any hospital, anywhere. And their enrollment is open year-round. Just give Eric a call at 888-448-5370 or visit them online at isellhealth.com. Better coverage at a better cost.
Need to refresh or renovate your commercial space? Call Interior Construction Services today, providing the highest level of quality construction at a competitive price. Our service-minded team is here to deliver the detail-oriented environment you're looking to create, on time and on budget. Call us at 317-991-4660 or visit us online at interiorconstruct.com. Interior Construction Services. Progressive, productive, professional.
Hi, this is Kenton with Christian Community Connect. We're a network of business professionals that are committed to living out our faith in the marketplace by preferring one another in love while serving everyone. With online listings at $27 per month, if you're a Christian in business, committed to treating others as you would want to be treated, we would love to include you. Check our reviews and sign up at ChristianCommunityConnect.com.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now. and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. That's 800-764-9168.
Hi, this is Caleb with Gluff Plumbing. Does your home need some plumbing updates? Gluff Plumbing is your solution. We specialize in updating old plumbing, everything from water heaters to well pumps, to underground leaks and everything that has to do with water entering and leaving the home, including water and sewer main excavations. We pride ourselves on old-fashioned customer service. Call Gluff Plumbing at 765-721-6789 or visit gluffplumbing.com. That's GLUFF plumbing.com. Call us today.
Corn Homes is expanding their 55-plus community. Briar Creek is the only senior manufactured home community in Indianapolis featuring Indiana-built homes. Floor plans and finishes starting at $75,000. Enjoy affordable, low-maintenance lifestyle with the charm of a residential neighborhood. Located minutes from I-465 in Fort Harrison State Park. Corn Homes, family-owned and operated since 1955. Check us out at COHRONhomes.com. Mention the Todd Huff Show and receive a $1,000 discount on your new home.
Welcome back. There's one other thing I wanted to touch on today, and I just wanted to throw this out there, and I know you've probably thought about this yourself already, but I wanted to put this into words as we're looking at. I want to talk about the COVID legislation. About, we're on to what, COVID relief bill number, I jokingly say 612 or whatever, but there's going to be probably multiple more. We've now set a precedent, right? We've set a precedent, and, there's been multiple checks to the American people. I will say, this concept is not a good one, but of all the things that have ever happened, being forced by government not to be able to engage in commerce seems to be the most excusable measure that would have preceded a check going out. If they tell you cannot work or, you can't open your business, the strongest case for them to be made for them to actually provide something in lieu of that seems to be most reasonable. Still not a good precedent. I'm not arguing in favor of it. I'm simply saying if you look at these things by degrees, this is the one that seems to be something that's easiest to wrap our heads around. But nonetheless, what I'm afraid of here is that this process where the government sends you money, you money, the American people money, it creates in the minds of people that wealth and our sustenance comes from government. Getting people to assume that income comes from government when it's actually exactly the opposite. The reason government has money, folks, is because people in this nation, risk takers, hard workers, entrepreneurs, business owners, professionals have created, blue collar, white collar, people have created wealth, meaning that they have created things of value, and wealth was the result. Money represents the increased value that is supposedly that has been created. Now, in today's world, government just prints it, but that's a whole other thing. But in theory, the money is the physical representation of wealth that has been created, of making things better than they were before the human hand touched it. And so government gets their money whenever we have more wealth than is needed to survive, and they can actually take taxes. That's where they get their money from. But some people, this mentality of looking to the government for money concerns me, because people might begin to think, as some do, that money comes from government, not the other way around. Quick time out. Back here in just a minute.
Stay on top of the nonsense our colleges are subjecting students to today by listening to Todd's monthly interview series with Matt Lamb, assistant editor of The College Fix. Listen at toddhuffshow.com/college. Brought to you by Apprentice University. With so many societal changes, everyone's talking about apprenticeships and college debt. Businesses seek employees with practical problem-solving skills. Visit apprentice.university to learn about our demanding academics and paid apprenticeships in excess of tuition. No debt, in-demand skills, Christian community.
The compassion of Christ. It's living life connecting to the broken and messy world. It's not simply walking down the street and dropping a quarter in someone's bucket. It's been perverted by Satan from biblical compassion to feeling sorry for, and sympathy isn't where God wants us to live. It's connecting to broken people in our daily life. Living the compassion of Christ.
What if your bank treated you like a person instead of an account number? What if you could sit across from the person you are opening an account with or requesting a loan from and have an actual conversation? You may be thinking, Todd, that's crazy talk. Well, not at Citizens Bank. Come visit them in Monrovia and meet Nick Gibson, their new branch manager, and the rest of their staff. Or give them a call at 317-831-0110. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Why would you call a company called Commercial Service for your home heating, cooling, and plumbing? Same question I had, because they have provided over 70 years of quality service and Trane products for both homes and businesses in Central Indiana. It's hard to stop Commercial Service, and it's hard to stop a Trane. Give them a call. I'm glad I did.
Call Commercial Service at 812-339-9114 or online at commercialservice.com. Commercial Service, commercial-grade service for your home.
Are you tired of manually opening the gate every time you pull in the drive, especially during the freezing cold, pouring rain, or hot, humid weather? Then Gatekeeper Services has your solution. They offer affordable residential and commercial motorized units for your gated properties. Veteran-owned with over 50 years' experience in motorized gate sales and repairs on any make or model, and with numerous entry control options, Gatekeeper Services takes pride being certified in both automated gate system design and operator installation. Simplify your life today by calling 317-714-4061.
Hey Indy, Sid here with Kill a Dent Removal. We specialize in a paint-free repair process known as PDR. Our certified master technicians remove dents and dings of all shapes and sizes, including hail damage, with zero body fillers, zero painting, and zero diminished value. Most repairs are completed the same day, many even while you wait. Check us out at killadentremoval.com. And remember, folks, don't paint your car, go PDR.
If you own a rental property, you know the hassles of marketing, renting, collecting, and the handling of maintenance and repairs. One call to Zuluscape can put an end to your property management headaches. Zuluscape has over 20 years of experience helping landlords throughout Central Indiana and taking the stress out of owning a rental. From A to Z, let Zuluscape handle it all so you can enjoy owning a rental instead of hating being a landlord. Give us a call at 317-663-8485 or visit our website at zuluscape.com.
Fireplaces can be beautiful and even essential in heating some homes. But did you know they could be dangerous to your family if not properly maintained? Chimneys need to be cleaned and inspected annually. My family and I had Smalling Masonry inspect ours. They are friendly, informative, on time, and helped us use our wood-burning stove more efficiently. Call Christian-owned Smalling Masonry today at 317-903-8121 and mention my name, Todd Huff, for a 15% off chimney inspection and sweep. Welcome back. That's all the time that we have today, but a couple of things. Number one, if you're watching this on Facebook, social media, please like, share, comment. I appreciate that. I try to respond as much as I can. Number two, if you're looking for a way to make sure that you get this content every day, go ahead and download our podcast. It's actually easy to do. Some of you may have never done it before. It's not difficult at all. In fact, if you've got an iPhone, just tap on the Apple Podcast button and search The Todd Huff Show and hit subscribe. Totally free. It'll just come to your device every day so that you can catch all of this program And the last thing is, if you want more content, sign up for our free, all these things are free, by the way, free email newsletter. Goes out every week. Went out yesterday, toddhuffshow.com/subscribe. Gotta go. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. STGC tomorrow. Take care.
Wallace Construction is a family-owned business with 45 years experience in asphalt, concrete, and seal coating. At Wallace Construction, our wide variety of experience and top-notch customer service have helped us build a strong reputation in central Indiana. But we don't rest on that reputation. We build it, one job at a time. If you have an upcoming project, call us at 317-422-5356. That's Wallace Construction, 317-422-5356, and ask for Richard or Roger.
As a listener of this program, I have no doubt that you embrace the value of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And when you have the opportunity to work with a company that fully embraces and shares these values, I'm sure you jump at it. Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is just that type of company in central Indiana. Jeff and Jod Woods have a team of professional technicians here to help tune up your furnace or install a quality new train system. And they're also here to fix those nasty plumbing problems that seem to happen at the absolute worst time. So the next time you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling need, give the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing a call. Call 317-831-5279. That's 317-831-5279. Or visit economyheatingandair.com.